how do we maintain boundaries while being supportive to the loved ones in our lives? And there's a lot to go in here. Oh my goodness. But where should we start, my love?
I think it's best to probably start with stories.
Let's
you want to talk
do
about
it.
what happened the past handful of days?
Yes. So we had a moment the other day right before the walk. So I'll just bring you into this beautiful little morning moment. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., Cam and I host a weekly walk for meaningful conversations right here in Austin, Texas, and we bring together the best people in the city to just be present and walk the trail with the beautiful sunshine on their face. And usually on these walks, most people who come talk to at least 5 people from all different ages, walks of life, and it's a really soul-nourishing experience. But because we do it every week, we have our little morning routine that happens before we hit the trail. So as we were getting ready to drive to the walk, there was a moment where I had decided to randomly open LinkedIn. And the very first post that I see, by the way, I never open LinkedIn, literally never. The very first post I see was somebody posting about a paid community that they were launching using the same, call it strategies or ethos that we are launching our communities with. And this just so happened to be somebody that I talked to on the walk weeks ago. So when I saw this post, I got a little triggered. I'll just be honest. I just got a little activated because whenever, especially on this kind of a wound of being copied, whenever you see someone doing what you know in your heart you're meant to do, you get a little triggered. Because if you haven't done it yet and you see somebody taking action on the words that you said, you're like, wait. I was supposed to do that. That's my thing. Wait a second. They copied me. And to be honest with you, this is a very deep wound for me. Going back, since I was a little girl, I have always had a very hard time being quote unquote copied. Even though I can sit here on this couch from a higher perspective and tell you there's no such thing as copying because all ideas are free. Anyone is free to take an idea and implement it and take it into action. So no one owns anything on this floating rock in space. And I can look you right in the eyeball and I can tell you that, and I can still get triggered when it happens. So we're here. I'm in the bathroom. I see this post. And I didn't know I was triggered in the moment because we have been really, really good lately, like on a cloud, not really being, thrown off by many things or not having conversations stick with us. We have been in a hyper growth mode, but we have not been highly triggered, I would say. So when I see the post, I start telling Cam about it. I was like, I just saw this post where this person launched this community and it's very similar to what we talked about on the walk. And then I notice as I'm speaking, anger starts to come up. And I honestly did not expect myself to be angry about this. So it was kind of like a sneak attack of anger. And so I start to kind of get like a little bit of anger in my tone. And then Cam kind of like freaks out because he's like, whoa, what's going on? I thought we were past this. This is one of my wounds that I'm really working on. And this idea of being copied and when people will take things from me or poach things from me. I use this very extreme language as if people are taking things from me. And so Cam and I have talked about this before. He thought that I was in a very good place with it, that I was seeing it from a higher perspective and I no longer believe people were taking or poaching or copying. So he's sitting there thinking, wait, who is this? We're going backwards. And I would love to hear it from your perspective, baby. And
Most
what
definitely.
you remember.
I remember in particular, I think there was one word, I think you said he took it from me. And you said it the way you said it.
Was it angry?
I was like, oh crap. Because again, I love this woman at all states. No matter what, however she's feeling, I love her deeply. That being said, there's also oftentimes a journey and path one walks across where they've leveled up their awareness and love for themselves and everyone around them, in which what they used to think years ago, even months ago, no longer really serves them, and oftentimes is out of our awareness. And so thankfully, because the personal development journey that you and I and spiritual journey you and I have been on the past handful of years independently and then together kind of expedited it, there are things that we used to be like really pissed off about, angry about, sad about, just felt some type of way about if it were to affect us 5 years ago. But now we don't even think anything of it. We don't take it offensive, whatever it is. And so one of the biggest emotional blocks or limiting beliefs that you and I have had to work on, very much so the past handful of months, has been the fact that there really is no competition. There's no one trying to take from us, because that belief instills that there is scarcity in anything, but there isn't. And in this situation in particular, you freely gave him advice.
I didn't mention that part.
Yeah. So good.
I would love to just give this context, then I love you to keep going. So on the walk weeks prior, I had done something out of character for me. So when I'm on the walk, I rarely talk about business or strategy or any of that world. Honestly, that's partially because I haven't fully owned that side of myself. And so that's why I don't talk about it. I'm much more comfortable talking about literally anything else. But part of it is because this wound of being taken from, or like I'm giving too much, is really kind of like a hot button little, ooh, you touch it and you get a little burned. And so it's definitely something I'm still working through. So I had uncharacteristically gone on a very long, detailed strategy on how I see all of our businesses running with this guy after he had shared for like a long time. He shared for like 45 minutes, and then he was like, so what do you have planned? And then something just told me, you know what, just say the full thing. And I usually don't do that. So after I shared it, it felt like a really good thing, a big deal, because I'm like, oh, I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not like holding things to myself. But then, weeks later, to see that he's implemented some of the ideas I told him created like a panic in me, because I'm like, wait, like I told him that and we haven't like launched it yet. And so now that's what the panic and the anger is creating, because if we had launched all the things we were talking about and then I saw that from him, I probably wouldn't have been upset. I probably wouldn't have been triggered, but that wasn't the case. So really what was being triggered was the mirror up to my own lack of action on the advice that I gave to somebody else who then took it faster than I did. And so I just wanted to give that context. I had talked to him, given him advice, and then he had basically implemented exactly what I said.
Exactly. So that morning, as you're doing your makeup, getting your hair done, to get everything ready for the walk, and you're showing LinkedIn and saw that, it was unique because it was like we were having a conversation, and then you scrolled and saw that, and then I saw the entire journey of your emotion. And I saw you, like your whole body tense up, like your hands tense up, and it was like, it took that from me. How could he do like that energy? And I was like, whoa. And I'm used to, I feel very, very comfortable and completely fine helping people through pretty much anything, especially anger, because I work with men to release that, and all different types of emotions that come up. It's just something I haven't really seen that often in you, especially when we don't kind of paint the picture or create the space for that to come up. This was one of the first times I've seen you get angry, like live in action. And so because this is kind of a first time for me, not saying that it wasn't okay, it was completely okay to have that moment. It was my first time reacting to it. And so I had to kind of change up my behavior in the moment. And so oftentimes when we are triggered like these things, the coach in me comes out, and I think a lot of times it's beneficial, probably sometimes it's not like this one, but the coach in me comes out and can kind of walk someone through that emotion right there so that we can drop it and release it and let go of it. And so when you said that remark off of, something we've kind of coached each other out of weeks ago, I was like, whoa, wait. I was like shocked that emotion still exists. And I think at first I was trying to rationally be like, well, this is only coming up because we aren't doing the things that we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we had a very successful community, or handful of them that we will the next handful of weeks have, and then someone wanted to do something very similar, we'd be like, oh, yeah, sure, of course. But because they've taken more action, despite only having heard about it like last week, than we have on this thing, it bites, it hurts. It's like someone hearing something great and actually making use of it. It's like this perfect mirror, like you were saying, of your inaction. And so I try to, like, I guess, talk to your mind in that moment, which doesn't make any sense when someone is going through emotions. The last thing I should be doing is trying to, like, converse with your mind how to get over this.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for watching that clip. I hope you enjoyed it and felt a little love or joy sprinkled into your day. If you want to watch another one, you can go here, or somewhere all around here. I hope you have a great day. Bye. Love you.